and welcome to episode 5 of Leyline High Rewind. I'm Gemma Arrowsmith.
I'm Thomas Nelstrop.
And I'm Susan Harrison.
How are you all?
I'm really well. Thank you for listening. How are you, listeners, as well?
How are you, listeners?
We've been having some brilliant correspondence since our last episode from listeners, just remembering brilliant bits of Leyline High, just telling us their favourite episodes. We should probably read out some of these comments because some of them are so good.
Absolutely. There are a lot of secret Leyliners out there, I think.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I loved some of the reviews that have already been left on the podcast. This was my favourite. I'm just gonna dive in because it made me laugh so much. This is a lovely 5-star review from someone called Bazadonk, and this is it. And the title is "We all ran home to watch it." Remember when Mrs. Grotage wheeled in the big telly on a trolley and they all started watching Leyline High and saw Mrs. Grotage wheeling in the big telly on a trolley and they all started watching Leyline High and saw Mrs. Grotage wheeling in the big telly on a trolley and they all started watching Leyline High and saw Mrs. Grotage wheeling in the big telly on a trolley and they all started watching Leyline High and the loop went on unbroken for 17 solid hours? You couldn't do that these days.
I remember this episode.
I love
it was
that.
crazy. But you know what was even crazier?
What?
Is that we saw this at school and our teacher had wheeled in the TV
On
and
the trolley.
started playing on that.
Was she called
It wasn't
Mrs.
Mrs.
Grotage?
Grotage,
No,
though.
it wasn't Mrs.
No,
Grotage.
it wasn't.
Shame.
It wasn't Mrs.
Yeah,
Grotage.
that was a little bit later, a bit after my time. But I heard about this, that they did this sort of recursive episode where it just looped and looped and looped. Brilliant.
And I also really agree with the whole thing. If you couldn't do it now, I mean, like, people would get so bored and frustrated, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
nowadays. But I love it's almost like when people really commit to a comedy, like you know, like a sort of a repetition thing in a comedy show or whatever. But there's such commitment. It's like alternative comedy levels of commitment. I love that.
Rosie on Blue Sky says, my favourite episode was the EastEnders crossover for comic relief, where it's revealed that Wellard is a man trapped in the body of a dog, never mentioned again. Do you remember that comic relief special? I remember that.
Yes. It was so good. And do you remember the dog they chose was really sweet. It was like a really happy Labrador. And it was so brilliant. That really stuck with me.
I used to love the comic relief specials. I remember they did a Leyline High special that was in 3D. Do you remember that? And you could get, and they had like 3D glasses on the front of the Radio Times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like in the school, like they had lots of things where teachers and students passed behind other things to show off the 3D effect. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember, because I remember my mum and dad threw away the Radio Times and I was like, no, it had the 3D glasses on.
Special. And does anyone have one of those 3D glasses, the Leyline, because they were Leyline High branded and it sort of said Leyline High down the sides. And so if anyone's got one of those, can you take a picture and send it to us? Because I'd love that would be a nostalgia bomb, wouldn't it, if we saw one of those? My goodness.
Wasn't there like an episode with those glasses in? There's sort of like a cross sort of advertisement of it, and they were just like, this kid was wearing them. Was it Daz?
Maybe it was Daz.
He was wearing these glasses. And he would see all these kind of strange things. That was a precursor to I See Dead People, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I reckon you're right. I mean, this is the thing. Like, when you go back and you watch Leyline High, you realise it was an influence on so many things, so many TV shows and so many films. Like, people would have grown up watching it, and then they'd have gone on to become directors and things, and so the influence creeps into films. You see this a lot.
The wheeling in the trolley one is clearly Groundhog Day, isn't it?
Yeah,
in a way?
yeah. And you always look up the dates, don't you? And you go, oh, this was 6 years before that thing. And that's the thing about Leyline High. It was, I feel it was always a little bit before its time.
Yeah.
Megan on Blue Sky says, oh gosh, I remember seeing episodes of Leyline High on PBS in the States. So we have had some American viewers. So good, but so scary. The ironing board one still gives me nightmares.
I have some American friends as well, and one of them came up to me and was like, I'll snatch your milk.
Yeah.
They had it over there.
Yeah.
And they also remember that very early on, the children were allowed to smoke in the classroom.
Oh.
I remember that in the pilot episode, they were smoking.
just
That's
everything,
amazing. Isn't that
all
nuts?
of the math lessons going on through a thick cloud of smoke. You can barely see the board at the front.
Hey, speaking of charity, Children Needs Comic Relief, someone sent me a link. Steve B sent me this link to a remix of Don't Raise the Dead, because they're already dead. And it's done by Mike Skinner do you remember Mike Skinner from The Streets?
Yeah, love him.
Oh, wow.
Dry your eyes, mate. And Calvin Harris have done a remix of this. Let's play that now.
Dead, don't raise the dead. Don't raise the dead, cause they're already dead.
Coming off the streets to tell you about comic relief with my mate Calvin. I've got a warning that can't be ignored. Don't muck around with a Ouija board. It's a bad idea to make the dead come alive. I just resurrected someone from 1885 and it turned out it was not much fun. My family and friends could not believe what I had done, because it turns out that in Victorian times the man I resurrected was hanged for crimes, and unfortunately now I've set him loose. He's chasing people round with his head in a noose. It is scary. He follows me to school. He's possessing all my friends and it's just not cool.
Don't go resurrecting your friends on a school night.
Calvin.
Hello. If you wanna go resurrect
Anybody hear me?
friends, do it after
Is this 1885? Wow, I believe I'm taking a turn.
Don't have a seance and don't be the host. You may summon up a demon, a banshee or ghost or an evil spirit, you see, and you'll very much regret it. Take it from me. Good mates don't resurrect dead mates. Don't do it, mate. Don't do it. No, don't be tempted to do it. Get out the pentagram. Come on. You've got to walk away now. It's over.
Wow, that is such a tune.
It's amazing,
That is
isn't it?
fantastic.
That's like genuinely good.
That's really good.
What a banger.
One absolute
Yeah.
banger. But what's your favourite music from Leyline High, listeners? Because quite a lot of there were the charity singles, but quite a few cast members tried to have a pop career, either during or after their time. Like I remember the guy who plays Grabber, the school bully, had a very poor pop career afterwards, and he was just trying to capitalise on the success of the character of Grabber. But all of his songs they were sort of 80s, kind of electronica, but they were all about like punching and bullying, and it just sort of didn't. It was terrible. So, what was your favourite spin-off or attempted spin-off career, listeners? Do get in touch.
I remember that song.
Yeah.
I remember that song. Wasn't someone going to turn you upside down, pop you in a bin?
Pop
or
you in a
something like
bin.
Yes.
Pop you in a bin.
Spin you on your head or something. Yeah, it wasn't good. And kick your faces in or something. I can't remember if it's something
yeah.
like that. It wasn't a success. I think it's sort of.
I'll try and find it.
Let's try and find it. It peaked at
gee.
sort of, number 107 or something in the charts. Let's have some more listener comments. Oh, Tom, do you want to read one out?
Oh, this is from Brian McInwells on Blue Sky. I always loved when they do the field trip episodes.
Yeah.
Personal favourite is the one where they went into the Infinite Museum. First time a black hole was ever
Yes.
shown on TV, I think.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, the field trip episodes, they were always really special, weren't they? Because very rarely did it go outside of the school. So when they did go on the field trip, it was a big deal, and like loads of money had gone into that episode. So
I loved
And that's
Yeah.
groundbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, the Infinite Mirror one was really cool. Did anyone go to the Science Museum, or was it just me? And see if you could find the Infinite Mirror. I was because there were things like that. There were interactive bits of the Science Museum in real life. Not that Leyline High isn't real life. It's real. It's a documentary. But and you'd sort of stand in front of things and screens and hope that some of the kind of supernatural stuff would occur.
That Infinite Mirror thing reminds me of when people see themselves on TV, like at a sports event. And then they see themselves and then they point and then it's like, oh, is it really me? And then they look around and they realise they can't see the TV on which they are on. Yeah. And they look around and they go, oh yeah, it's me. It's
I remember they had at the Science Museum, it may have been when you went, Susan, there was like a Leyline High branded tie-in thing, wasn't there, for a while, like after that episode went out. So there was like, I remember it came down to London specifically to go to it, and there was like an arch. There was like an arch and you would go through it, and it said like Leyline High over the top of it, and the people at the Science Museum were getting well pissed off that everybody just wanted to go directly. Everyone coming in going, "Where's the Leyline High exhibition?" It was like that way, and like they were leaving. I'll forget all of the, you know, the cool locomotives and stuff. Even the moon stuff. Not interested. Where's the Leyline High bit? You know. You could tell.
Yeah, I made quite a beeline for the gift shop when that was on, getting all the old luminous rubbers with Leyline High on, LLH.
I wonder
if anyone has one, let us know. No, I don't think I have. I don't think so. But if any of the listeners have got any of that sweet merch,
I'm a real fan of those pencil sharpeners with little slidey lid on them. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah,
slidey lid.
Now you're talking.
My pencil shavings are going nowhere.
Yeah.
I just want to read out this one from Instagram, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was great. So Jane Oz sent a message saying, "This is so funny to listen to, especially having grown up watching the dubbed version in German. The name translations were so lazy. Who knew Herr Rotterdam was actually Mr. Rotterdam?" I love it. We've got some very discerning listeners.
Do send us your messages. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram. Felix on Instagram says, "There was an incredible Groundhog Day episode where Mr. Rotherham had to relive the moment he knew his marriage was finished over and over and over." Yeah, and in the B plot, Tina met Nick Faldo. Now, I really remember this episode because it was, like we were just saying, it was a precursor to Groundhog Day. And it was one of the sort of darker episodes where we kind of go into, and they'd started to do this a lot, I think, in the 80s, the teachers' home lives came into it much more, and it sort of got very serious and soapy. So we have Mr. Rotherham's marriage breaking down. You get Mrs. Pearson has set up a cult. We've got you know, and then there was a whole plot I remember that went through several episodes where there was a Miss Frobisher, the history teacher, and she was having problems with the bins getting taken away on her street, and you're like, that is a very boring. Who's written that? Like, that's a really tedious B plot that seemed to run for episodes.
Clearly like Beverly Shank or someone was actually encountering that in real life.
Doesn't she go crazy at the end of that episode and just throw everyone's bins around, which just defeats the purpose of why she was so angry in the first time? Because she just literally throws everyone's rubbish all over the street.
Yeah.
I did like that bit, actually. I thought that was it was quite a boring plot until that moment, until she went really sort of actually they did try and keep it a little bit supernatural, because they did say that she was like possessed, didn't they, by a sort of a hellcat or something, and that's why she was throwing the bins everywhere. And this was decades before Cat Bin Lady.
Cat Bin Lady. This was Hellcat Bin Lady. Oh, some great memories there of Leyline High, right?
Brilliant. Thank you. Keep them coming in. We are at Leyline High Rewind on Blue Sky, and find us on Instagram as well.
Excellent.
So, Gemma, you brought in something very exciting.
This is so exciting.
Where did you find it?
I saw it in a charity shop. It's a Leyline High annual from 1983. Have a look at this.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't this beautiful?
I love the colour of that.
It's
lovely
the pages, red. It's and the pages are so thick. We should say that Leyline High was way more than just the TV show. They had comics, their weekly comics. They had an annual, and this is a beautiful example of it. Yes, it says the Leyline High Annual 1983, and it's got those sort of photo comics inside. It's got an agony aunt section. It's got short stories.
I bet it smells good.
It does.
Them pages.
It does. It smells of the 80s. And I thought what we could do, the agony aunt section I think is my favourite. So how about I read out a couple of the problems, and you try and guess what their advice is, because I don't think you'll ever be able to guess.
This is awesome. Can you put on a voice, please?
Yes. Okay. So the first one is from Kimberly in Hastings. Okay. So this is how it goes.
Very nice.
I love Leyline High and I always watch it while I'm having my tea. In September, there was a brilliant episode where Mr. Baxter raised the old Victorian headmaster from the dead, and I tried to copy the incantation and I've accidentally raised my cat from the dead. His tail is hanging off and he only has one ear now. How do I make him dead again? Kimberly in Hastings. So, I know she hasn't been listening. What would you say their advice would be?
Go for it, Tom.
Oh, don't raise the dead. We already know that, right? From the song.
Yeah.
I can't see them veering from that viewpoint, really. That would be inconsistent. And children don't want inconsistency.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm sticking with that.
They want clear boundaries when
Okay.
they're discussing raising the dead.
So, you're almost right. It says, Dear Kimberly, we're glad to hear you enjoyed the episode in September, which was called Remaster. It was one of our favourites too. Necromancy is something which should really be left to the experts, so we don't recommend you dabble with it at home. If you remember, in the episode you mention, Mr. Baxter encountered some problems with the reanimated Victorian headmaster as he was so decomposed his limbs fell off during assembly, causing pandemonium throughout the school. Eventually, Mr. Baxter had to perform a second incantation to return the headmaster to the afterlife. We recommend doing the same with your cat. If any other readers are experiencing similar problems, call the number at the back of this annual and we'll send you a fact sheet. They love a fact sheet.
I love that.
They love a fact sheet.
They must have had such a great time, whoever had this job of replying to these questions. That is such a brilliant reply. Kimberly must have been made up about that.
I know, yeah.
And it's not condescending in any way. It's really nice.
No, I like that too. Kimberly in Hastings, are you listening? Was that you?
Oh, yeah.
Was that your real name? Did you use a pseudonym? I think it's a real person. I believe it's a real person.
This is a great game.
That just reminded me of my very first acting job on TV, which was called Necromance. And in which I played a zombie, and she started off as it's actually quite Leyline High-ish, but genuinely, I played this schoolgirl who decided to kill herself and come back as like a zombie. So I had to take my innards out. But I hadn't realised until now
that
it was like I had to stand over the bath, and the stuff they gave me was like meat. So gross, isn't it? Like meat in a sort of cling filmy bag. But I hadn't realised just how Leyline High that experience was until now. Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
So just just to remind everyone that we are actors. We are
available to play zombies at a moment's
available to
Very
play
nice.
zombies.
If you're doing something that is heavily influenced by Leyline High, we will be in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one. See if you can guess how they responded. Okay. My favourite character in Leyline High is Melissa. I love her hair and how she stood up to Robbo in the last series. Yeah, Melissa was a big fan favourite.
Yeah, she was great.
All the girls at my school now have our ties like her with the thin bit at the front. In the episode We All Fall Down, Melissa was transported back to the 14th century and contracted the Black Death. My friends and I were wondering how we could get buboes just like Melissa's. Our science teacher says we're being stupid and please leave her alone at lunchtime so she can eat her yoghurt in peace. It's the only time she gets to herself. But we're hoping to contract mumps and work our way up to the plague from there. Do you have any tips? Holly in Loughborough. Now,
I don't know. It sounds a lot like Kimberly from Hastings writing in again.
Do you think
that's
how
amazing.
do you think they responded?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I love it. Now that I know how they responded to the other one, it makes me think they're a bit more, playful and on board. Maybe they gave her some sort of Blue Peter style advice on how to create those welts, buboes. I've never heard that word before. Holly in Loughborough is very
bubonic
intelligent.
Plague, isn't it? Maybe they gave her advice on how to contract the bubonic plague or increase the odds of lick a rat.
Yeah, maybe they
thoughts.
told. Yeah, exactly.
Shall we see? Okay,
yeah.
So those are some interesting thoughts. Let's see what the annual actually suggests. Here we go, because they have the answers over the page. Here we go. So, Dear Holly, We All Fall Down was a very popular episode, almost as popular as Melissa, and we've received lots of letters about it. We wouldn't recommend contracting mumps and working your way up to the plague. The Black Death is a completely different disease and has to be contracted directly. In the 14th century, it was mostly spread by fleas hitching a ride on rats. So perhaps getting hold of some flea-infested rats as a first step? Soon those buboes will be yours and you'll be the talk of the school. Do let us know how you and your friends get on and send us some pics.
Oh, wow. You weren't far off, Tom.
You
That's
were really
great.
close to
close.
that.
You were really close.
Also, can we
I would
just
say
have...
I was like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Congrats.
we're calling it out of 10. 70 out of 100 if you wanted to multiply that.
Nice work. 70 out of 100. That's a gold star. Also, can we just have a little moment of reflection for Melissa's hair? I don't know if you guys remember it as vividly as me, but I remember as a kid being like, oh my God, she has the coolest hair ever. I think it was...
Did she accessorise?
She did accessorise. It was sort of it was either a perm or it was naturally like that, like wavy curly, and it had like little clips in. Yeah, very cool.
But she also changed it a lot because sometimes she'd have like a spray in, like streak.
Yeah.
And there was one entire season, and I loved this, where she had an asymmetric fringe. It was like on an angle like that, and you know,
It's very emo.
very and people were just doing it in the toilets themselves with like school scissors and really botching it. I remember trying to look like Melissa. So
Did you guys ever try and cut your own hair?
I'm too much of a coward.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I've never dyed my hair either, or had a tattoo.
I haven't got a tattoo either.
No, I haven't got a
No.
tattoo.
Oh my God, that must be because we're such Leyline High fans, because there was the tattoo episode where
with
the
the,
tattoo overtook the entire
it.
body of that child.
Yeah, it had like cursed
Yeah,
ink.
it was like, but it grew, the illustration grew, didn't it? It started off with one just little flower and then it became like flowers all over their body and their face, and that was enough to put me off, I think.
And what was the name? Oh, the character was called like Tatty Ann, like Tatty Ann.
And didn't she sort of disappear into an inkwell at the end?
Yes.
Yeah, in one of the old desks. Yeah.
Yeah, she sort of got
She went,
like a whirlpool sort of thing into the inkwell.
Yeah, she gets taken over by the ink completely and becomes ink.
Good effects. Yeah.
Good effects for the time. I remember it being a really scary one. Maybe we should do that one in the future because it's
Spooky.
a really good episode. That
It was called. I was just looking at this. Pretty in Ink.
Pretty
Yes.
in Ink. That's so good.
Oh my God, that was
So
bang
good.
on, wasn't it, for the time as
Yeah.
well? Because obviously,
I think we should start rating these titles for episodes. I think that's 10. I'm going to give it 10.
I think 10 definitely, because that was really zeitgeisty, because obviously that film of the time, Pretty in Pink. Yeah. Great.
So we've got in here as well, we've got some short stories which we might record. We were thinking we might record them. And there's also like a sort of character focus. So we'll just quickly talk about, so in the character focus is a beloved character from 1983 called Opposite Amy. Do you remember her? She basically, I'll just read it here. It says, Amy joined Leyline High 2 years ago when a minor earthquake caused the fabric between dimensions to rip and she arrived from a different universe. In her universe, everything is opposite. Adults go to school while children stay at home. So it's a big adjustment when she has to attend Leyline High every day. She soon has run-ins with several teachers as maths works differently in Amy's universe. 2 + 2 = 0, for example. And history is a complete nightmare. Everything is different. Henry VI had 8 wives, not the other way around. And they recently had their first male prime minister. But he's horrible. So yeah, Opposite Amy. I love the bit where it says, in her universe, adults go to school where children stay at home, because that is such wish fulfillment, isn't it? When you're a kid, imagine if I didn't have to go to school, but the grown-ups did. So she was a great
but imagine
character.
if you had to go to work and you were like, oh, I kind of want to go back to school now.
Yeah, finish at 3:30. Have you ever had days when you haven't even had lunch by 3:30 and you think to yourself, I would have done my whole school day by now? Do you ever have that?
Yeah.
Give me some milk. I want some milk.
I'll have your milk. Right.
Starchy milk.
So that's the Leyline High Annual, 1983.
We'll regularly have a dig into that, I think.
Yeah.
And if you spy any more Leyline High Annuals, because I don't think they actually printed too many of them, so they're a little bit special when you do see them. But if you do spy them, do let us know, listeners. And so if you want to send in, take a picture or write out some of the agony column in particular, because I think that's become a firm favourite of ours. The agony column in the Leyline High Annual. Do let us
Definitely,
know.
then we can try and guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and guess what their advice was.
Okay, so Gemma and Tom, I
Yes.
unearthed a very exciting episode. I don't know if you two will remember it, but the episode title is called Yours to Kill. And and this was an early noughties, actually broadcast January 1st, 2000. Early noughties episode, which was the era when people were giving Leyline High quite a hard time.
Yes.
It was not,
I didn't even know it was on during this time.
Oh, yeah, good point. Because we were living our adult lives, or our young adult lives.
We were.
So this was after I'd stopped watching, but the reason when you mentioned this episode, the reason it stuck in my mind was because it did get into the papers a little bit, this one, because it's about the Millennium Bug, right? And so it tied into what was going on at the time, and so that's why it ended up being in sort of a few front pages.
Exactly. Because some listeners might not remember about the Millennium Bug if they're younger than us, but there was so much hype about it at the time. Do you guys remember that? Like in real life, do you remember the whole hype?
People said that planes were going to fall out of the sky, didn't they?
Yeah,
they said
that's what I remember. Is planes are going to fall out of the sky. Your bank machines are going to stop working. You won't be able to get money out.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, the theory was that something to do with like the dates and the coding and the dates, that basically internet was going to go wrong. That's my technical way of explaining it.
It wasn't set up for the first number being a 2 in the date.
Yes, that's it.
So planes falling out of the sky was, I feel like, the image of the time. And I remember seeing like people doing renderings of this is what it's going to be like, and when it hits midnight on January the 1st, it's going to look like this, and there was like a plane careering into so it was a big deal. And so Leyline High obviously always wants to tap into the sort of the panic of the era and do an episode about it.
Yes.
And this was the one. I love it.
Exactly. It was a big deal, and people were so scared about it. Some people that they were like building bunkers, and some people did genuinely think it was going to be the end of the world. Anyway, so yeah.
I wonder if this was a manufactured thing to someone wanted to exploit the stock market or something like that. And they started this rumour. That's what I think now.
Yes. Oh, I like it. I like the conspiracy theory. Nice. This is a new version.
Listeners, write in if you too are a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory kind of person.
Yeah. So the episode is set on the last day of term before the Christmas break, and basically all the kids and all the school are talking about Y2K, which was the other phrase for the Millennium Bug, and I'll play a clip from the first scene in a minute, but basically we join Dazza and Rach, who were such great characters. Do you remember them, Dazza and Rach?
Only because
it's
great
strong
names
as well.
Yes.
I mean, Dazza's going to be a cool character, right? He's called Dazza, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine Dazza drives. Does Dazza have a car?
Yeah, he has a beaten up old mini metro.
Yes, excellent.
And Rach was really cool because the thing I liked about them, actually, well, I mean, this is typical of me, but the thing I liked was that they just had a really nice friendship. And Rach was like, no nonsense, clever, smart, but then they got on really well. Anyway, so we joined them in the IT room. Did you guys have an IT room at school?
We did, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember doing like extremely functional, what would it have been? Not Paint Shop Pro, but like whatever, like the really, really basic,
Yeah.
MS Paint.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, probably wasn't even that then.
I don't know.
Did you have an Acorn Archimedes? That was the computer of choice for our school.
Was it? Oh, Oh, I don't.
Yeah, and
I don't
BBC
know.
Micros and things like that. This is before 2000.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. This is way.
Did you
before.
do those typing tests where you had to sort of type the alphabet as quickly as possible
No,
and
that
and
sounds
not
good.
move from your home keys and things like that?
Gemma,
You
were
had to
you
do
in
that.
an actual job?
Are you a touch typist from the 1950s? That is amazing. I don't know what we did in IT. I think because our teacher was like, he was a bit like, had sort of John Major vibes. I don't think he
Right.
understood computers. So, yeah, hence just drawing things on basic programs. Anyway, so yeah, we join in this first scene, Dazza and Rach in the IT room. They're talking about Y2K and then it all kicks off. Have a listen.
Rach, look at those squares. Doing work on the last day of term when they could be going on AOL.
Chillax, Dazza. They're not doing any harm.
It's well sad, especially when they'll all be dead soon.
Don't be daft.
It's true. My dad says on January the 1st, Y2K's going to ruin everything. He's building a bunker.
Settle down, you two. And Darren Jenkins, I've had quite enough chat about the Millennium Bug for one day.
Sorry, Miss Totem. Just saying how it is.
Well, try not saying it at all.
What?
A little less saying, a bit more doing. You have one mouth and two ears for a reason.
OK, miss. Why is she always talking in riddles, Rach? Rach.
Sorry, I just got an instant message, but something's weird about it.
Happened to me yesterday. Thought I was chatting to Alice in 8B. It turned out it was my brother.
This is no prank. Look, it's written in a weird way.
Comic Sans?
No, I mean the screen's gone funny, like it's parchment or something.
Beware of the World Wide Web.
Rach, what's happening?
Do not organise.
Quickly, children, to the playground.
It's a ghoul, and judging by its hat, it's come from the 19th century.
Glad someone was listening in history class.
Yep, and that's a broadsword. Come on, let's get out of here.
Wow.
Drama.
Oh! I love this. By the way, the effect on the ghost is really brilliant, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
really sort
Yeah,
of...
there's sort of their heads are sort of merging into other people. It's really cool.
Yeah.
They're all sort of talking at the same time, but the actual head is kind of like doing this kind of morphing effect.
Yeah. And there's like a sort of like wispiness around them. They're sort of translucent, and it's like sort of... Oh, you know the ghost of Christmas Past in Muppets Christmas Carol? I reckon it's the same
do.
technique.
Yes.
I reckon it's the same technique. It looks like that. Sort of, their robes are sort of floating.
Is that
and
the poached egg?
It looks brilliant.
The poached egg.
The poached egg girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder whether it's exactly the same way that their robes have been done here. It looks brilliant. Did you ever have a teacher that talked in phrases, like sort of in aphorisms and phrases, like Miss Totem? Because we did, and so it was just constant. Now neither a borrower nor a lender be, and things like that. And so I think Miss Totem is a very relatable character. You have one mouth and two ears for a reason. And Daz are just going, what?
Yeah, I reckon probably one of the writers had a teacher exactly like that.
Yeah.
And I also really enjoy how they're like smuggling in historically accurate, like sort of the writers are sort of showing how historically accurate they're being,
Yes.
like with the broadsword but again, that's a nice thing about Rachel's character is that she's smart and she's like good at history, and that was pretty cool for a girl.
I wonder where Dazza gets his money from, because he's on AOL. Wasn't that like 15 quid a month or something crazy?
Was it?
I don't know, 5 quid or 15 quid? Probably about
Wow.
£1 million in today's terms.
Yeah, and he's got his mini metro, so maybe there's something that we didn't know about Dazza.
So Susan, tell us about these ghosts, because they're not just any ghosts. They're a particular type of ghost.
Yes, they are Luddites, which I love. So they're extremely anti-technology, and also the way that they all talk at the same time is very like Greek chorus. I mean, I love, as per usual, Leyline High is just like mashing together various different genres and all kinds of different influences. But I love how like this is very much hitting the point with a sledgehammer, with a carefully crafted, non-machine made sledgehammer of like, do not modernize. You know, there's nothing subtle about it. It's just like computers are bad because of the Millennium Bug. I mean, actually, they're not wrong, are they? But it wasn't because of the Millennium Bug. It's just for other reasons.
They're not wrong that computers are terrible.
The internet is
Computers
bad.
are all right.
Computers are great. Sorry, I don't mean to offend computers, but the internet,
Oh, well, you've got to be worried about offending a computer these days with AI, haven't you?
Yes.
Good point.
Exactly. Speaking of which, what would AI have made of these Luddites in this episode?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask, should I ask AI what they know about Leyline High?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Probably a lot.
No, about Leyline. I'm just typing in. Can you hear me typing?
Yeah, it's very exciting, building the tension.
That's good. That's going to help the listener. Okay, I'm going to read this in a computer voice.
Okay.
Leyline High, the cult British children's TV show that haunted weekday afternoons for 3 chaotic decades, from 1972 to 2002. You either caught it at your nan's house on a flickering CRT, or you swear you just dreamt it. That's what AI says about Leyline High.
That's actually bang on. I like the chaotic 3 decades as well. It's very true.
And it's got some classic episodes, including The School Gates of Hell, Doc Shop is a Lie, 1993, Detention in the 4 3/4 Dimension, 1999. Great.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, well, I take it back. I take it back about the internet. It's not so bad.
AI's all right, isn't it?
It's all right. But
AI, if you're listening, you're so great.
We love you.
I should remember to thank it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. You should remember.
Said thank you. You're so welcome. I had a blast diving into the eerie halls of Leyline High with you. Emojicon of a book.
Oh, creepy.
Does that say emojicon, by the way? I meant emoticon.
I liked the mashup. Emojicon. So the next scene I'm going to play you both a clip of is the scene that is in the playground. So basically, when the Luddites smash up the computer, the kids and the teacher all run out into the playground, and that is the scene we're going to hear a little clip from next.
Here we go.
OMG, Dazza, look.
Oh, there's loads of them. Miss, look.
There's a whole line of ghouls and they're standing, staring.
I'm sure they're just some homeless people lined up in the playground as a joke or a flash mob or something.
No way, miss. I'd recognise those 19th century pamphlets anywhere. They're Luddites.
Gosh, you're right. A star for history, Rachel.
What do you want from us, you Luddite ghouls?
We want a battle.
You're on. I'm not scared of you. And what's more, my best mate Dazza has got my back. Dazza?
Feel all faint.
We shall fight with words. We take one step each, and with every step we may proclaim a word. We shall go first. Tradition.
Progress.
Caution.
I can feel myself being sucked into their world.
You can do it, Rachel. Remember your core modern values.
I believe in you, Rach. You only need one more word.
I can do better than that. How about 3? World Wide Web.
That's 3 words.
Not when it's WWW. Get with the times.
What a scene.
I love that scene, and I love that Rach is a brilliant character, and she works it out. She's the one that realises that they're Luddites. She's the one who battles them. So I love the fact that there's no teachers that come to save them.
Yeah.
She sorts it all out. She
finds
character.
a hole in their logic.
Yeah.
And she exploits that hole. Oh, that sounded wrong.
It's a very small hole, but she finds it. Yeah, and also I love how sort of lame the showdown is in terms of like just taking a step forward and saying a word. It's kind of like in the sort of Hamilton gun battle. It's like a really weak version of that, like each taking a step, but killing each other with words and the power of language.
It's such a far cry from early Leyline High, isn't it, where you've got blood and guts everywhere and all this sort of stuff. I wonder if they've just been reined in at this point.
Yes.
You can't have much violence at all, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the number of times they were sort of hauled up in front of Ofcom, and
Yeah.
we've talked about how they were mentioned Leyline High was mentioned in Parliament a few times. I mean, Mary Whitehouse felt like she was constantly writing letters about the moral degradation of the nation and how it all begins in the classroom, particularly in the classroom of Leyline High. You know,
she should have got a printer, just kept on printing them off, but she wouldn't because she was a bit she was a bit anti-progress, wasn't she?
Yeah,
She was a Luddite.
Yeah, exactly.
Luddite if ever I saw one. Do you reckon, right? Take a look at the names here. Rachel Jobs. Do you think that's a coincidence, or I don't know when Steve Jobs was
like a Steve Jobs?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like 'cause it's all about tech, isn't it? But I don't know. I can't remember when Steve
Steve
Jobs
Jobs
was.
been around for ages, right?
So he would have been around, during.
Yeah.
So I think I hadn't even noticed that, but you're completely right. That's definitely what it is.
The writers did do so many little Easter eggs, didn't they, all the time?
Yeah.
Because it was so, like we were saying before, like such a mashup of different genres, different influences. So there were always these opportunities, I think, for them to have a bit of fun with that, which is really nice.
Yeah, they love flexing their intellectual muscles, but also sometimes when you have a really funny surname, if you look in the credits, this is my little piece of advice, look in the credits because it's almost always someone from the crew who's also got that name, and so like Mr. Chitterhouse, which is just an amazing name, right? Mr. Chitterhouse.
Yeah.
If you look in the credits, there is like a David Chitterhouse who did the special effects for that series. So
that's
it's
cool.
like, yeah. So
Also,
it'll either be clever or it will be a dig at someone that's on the crew, basically.
yes, or it'll be like clever, dig at the crew, or just like someone who's a fan of something else, because Beverly's surname is Crichton, and I looked it up and it is spelled Kryten. So Gemma, what is
Red
that?
Dwarf.
Exactly.
A Red Dwarf reference. Yes,
Exactly.
good point.
Ooh, cross-fertilisation.
Yeah.
Beverly Crichton is an amazing name. And I think her only line is "here" in the entire show. And it's like, that's how.
Well, at least she was here, to say her line.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, she'd got paid.
Yeah?
Nothing, not to be sniffed at.
I would be very grateful for that.
Yeah, good
Right
point.
now.
Yeah, if you want to hire any of us, just to reiterate, to say one line in something, we will happily do it.
Just get AI to do it.
Yeah. Oh, no, do not modernise.
Do not modernise.
So we're going to go on to the final scene. There's just 3 scenes in this little section that I found. Final scene. We're back in the IT room. And let's play that and have a listen now.
Rach, did you write this letter that's on my keyboard? It says, yours to kill.
Oh, you know what that means, don't you?
Some kind of vegetarian propaganda?
No, it stands for Y2K. Right, time to go home, you two. Hope you enjoyed your free double period. We can't thank you enough, Rachel. Have a lovely Christmas. Yes, miss. And a Happy New Year. We'll see about that.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
She doesn't know if a plane's going to fall on her.
And this was going to be the end of Leyline High in the 20th century. But because of a strange quirk, it ended up getting shown on the 1st of January.
Yeah. Well, I think it was either a strange quirk, or I think maybe there was genuine worry that that kids would be scared. But I think also probably it was more a case of the adults would be scared by it.
Yeah.
Because there was so much hype at the time, so they ended up pushing it back. So really weird scheduling.
She could always have hung around in Daz's dad's bunker, right?
True. Yeah. I think Daz
Although if this is the Christmas holidays, he's got to build that bunker pretty fast, hasn't he?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think. It depends when he started, didn't it? I get the feeling maybe.
Yeah, he could have already been in on it. Yeah,
maybe, and
he could have been a prepper. Yeah, he could have been prepping for months.
Yeah, and like as we now suspect, Daz was loaded, so I guess his dad could afford to build like a really smart bunker. The other thing I loved about it is that Rach, she went to huge efforts to destroy the Luddites. Saved the entire school, and all they get is like a free period. And,
I know, rubbish.
And Miss Totem's just like, thanks so much. That's it.
Oh, thanks. We're really grateful.
Yeah.
Can I have some money? for saving everyone.
I don't know. I think on the scale of disasters that have been averted at Leyline High, I think they can't dish out free periods all willy-nilly, can they?
That's a really good point, actually. They've got
also,
supernatural stuff happening all the time.
I think being let off a lesson you really hate actually is a really great prize, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. What would have been your lessons of choice to have been let off?
Oh my goodness. PE. Right? PE.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh,
PE.
mine would have been physics. Mine would have been double physics.
Double physics.
Boring.
Oh, it's rough, innit?
Or would that have been, you would have only been let off one of the physics or both of the double physics?
Oh, both, please.
That would be double award, double reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to save
Everyone
twice
else
the
would
number of
kick off.
people.
What?
Rach, it's interesting you say you corrected yourself back there, because that's the thing in the show, isn't it? That she's not Rachel, she's Rach.
Yes.
And and she even will correct the teachers. You're like, it's Rach actually.
Yeah, quite right.
So if it is Rach, then what is short for Rach? Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Or people call her Rachel, and that's long for Rach instead of short. So it's, like.
So that was Yours to Kill. I hope you enjoyed that.
I just got it. Yours to Kill.
Y2K.
I thought it was like a James Bond thing.
Yes.
Bond really dropped the ball on that one. They should have done a 2000 movie called Yours to Kill, Y2K.
Yeah.
But
they should have got the person who wrote the Leyline
They should.
episode titles to write the James Bond movies.
Yeah, as always, Leyline High leading the way there in every single respect. So, yeah, let us know, if listeners, if you remember that episode, or if there are other episodes that you want us to take a look at.
Oh, and also, listeners, what's your favourite pun episode title of Leyline High? Because there are some brilliant ones over the years. So let us know. We are on social media. We are on Blue Sky at Leyline High Rewind, and the same on Instagram. So get in touch. What's your favourite pun title? Because there have been some brilliant
ones.
ones.
There's a huge choice, isn't there?
There's a huge choice. And also, get in touch with your favourite non-pun title, because sometimes they just had very dull titles. Like, I remember one was just called Monday Morning. And you go, that's not...
They should have called it Pun Day Morning.
Right? Straight away.
Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, everyone would be
or
like, what?
Monday Yawning.
Good.
Yeah, right.
Monday Morning.
Oh, nice. That's it.
That's a good one, isn't it?
The different spelling. I think you've nailed it.
Let's play the outro music while we think of more puns.
Yeah.
I've been Thomas Nelstrop.
I'm Gemma Arrowsmith.
And I'm Susan Harrison.
See you on the next episode. Bye.
See ya, bye. Lay, 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 lay,
lay, lay, lay, lay, lay, lay, lay,
Leyline High Rewind was written, improvised and produced by us, Susan Harrison, Thomas Nelstrop and Gemma Arrowsmith. Editing and sound production by Thomas Nelstrop. Music by Tommy Music. The original Leyline High theme was composed by Mason St. Pelorth. Artwork by Tom Crowley. If you enjoyed the show, why not give us a review on iTunes, Spotify, Podchaser or wherever you get your podcasts. But more importantly, get in touch with us to share your memories of Leyline High, the show everyone remembers. You can email us or send us a voice note at leylinehighrewind@gmail.com. You can also get in touch via Blue Sky at leylinehighrewind.bsky.social and find us on Instagram at Leyline High Rewind. Or visit our website, leylinehigh.com.
I'm at the school gate, I don't like to wait, but I'm waiting for you. It's 2:15, gonna kick you in the shin and pop you in the bin. Give me your bag, give me your shoes, you're not wearing them. Into the school, I'll pop them in a bin. Then I'll pop you into the same bin. If you got no money, then I'll see you on Friday. Do my bit to keep Britain tidying, and I'll pop you in a bin. punch your face, cheese crazy your nose, give you nipple gripples and step on your toes and pop you in a bin, spin you around then I'll pop you in a bin. Call you names, call you cray, make you smell my farts all day and pop you in a bin, spin you around and I'll pop you in a bin. Pop you in a bin. Yeah, I'll pop you in a bin. I'll pop you in a bin. Spin you around and I'll pop you in the bin, in a bin. Pop you 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 in a bin. Spin you around and I'll pop you in a bin. 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 Are you just gonna make it quiet, like Fairy Toto? I can do it. Pop you in a bin. Do you like that? Pop in a bin. Pop you in a bin.
Good. Should we press stop?
Yes.